Hey, it's Lindsay, y'all. So today, I'm gonna talk about something new that I'm doing transition-wise, because that's a lot of what I do, and it's a lot of what I talk about on here. So, I am working on getting my gender marker changed on my IDs, and so legally being considered female. So that's pretty cool. So before I talk about that process a little bit, I want to talk about kind of what spurred this. So, obviously, like, I'm female and I want that to be reflected. And so this was something I was planning on doing at some point anyway. I just wasn't entirely sure when. But some recent events in this country have sort of made me feel like maybe I should get it done a little bit quicker. So recent event. I'm sure this won't age super well on the video, but the new Supreme Court justice that I think basically wants us to all live in the Handmaid's Tale was just appointed, and that's scary because her views are very based in a cult-like sect of Catholicism. She's very anti-reproductive rights, and she's very, very conservative. And so I feel like it's not unreasonable to think that with the significant majority on the Supreme Court now with conservative justices, that LGBTQ plus rights are in danger. I don't think that's unreasonable. And given the divisiveness and frankly conservative nature of our legislature and the fucking idiot in the executive branch, I feel like all three branches of government just don't want me to exist, or be happy or have rights. So, the election is in a week, and I don't think we'll have any immediate resolution on the presidential race because I think that's going to be contested and it's going to be ugly. But there is a non-zero chance that we continue to have a Republican Senate. I'll be honest, I don't know the numbers of what seats are up in the House. But there's a definite chance that the Cheeto could win the presidency again. And that is, it's terrifying and it's exhausting. And he has already made it perfectly clear that he wants to erase transgender people in the policies that he has put forth and the executive orders he has written. So I feel like I need to move on this sooner rather than later. So it's different in a lot of places on how you can update your gender marker. I would love to get all of my documentation updated. But in the state that I live in the state that I was born in, they make that difficult. Some states, it's literally you just go fill out a form and bing, bang, boom, your gender is updated. And you can go get your new ID. And some states, it's simpler than others to update your birth certificate. And in my state, you need a surgeon's letter indicating that you have had, a very, very specifically that you have had gender reassignment surgery, or, gender confirmation surgery or sex reassignment surgery or whatever the many plethora terms that are out there for it. They all kind of mean the same thing. You turn your, in the case of trans women, you turn your outie into an innie. And, there are other surgeries you can have. Like you can have an orchiectomy, which is just the removal of the testicles. And that is not good enough for this. So that's the requirement where I live. You want to get those updated, you have to have the surgeon's letter. There's a workaround for part of it. My birth certificate, unless they change the state laws or unless I do decide to get GRS, and I might, but until I do that, I can't update my birth certificate, period. Which super sucks. But there is a workaround for my driver's license and thus my state identification for my gender. And this works it should work for any state. If you're watching this and you're trans and you're thinking about, I can't get my gender marker updated, check online, but this should work in most states where it's more difficult. And here's why. And here's the process and here's why. So, the federal requirements to update your gender marker on like your passport, much simpler. You need a letter from a physician, but it does not need to be a surgeon asserting that you have had, very specifically that you have had gender reassignment surgery. All you need is for your physician to make some very specific claims that are called out on the website for passports. Basically certifying that they are treating you and that you have received treatment to, God, I can't remember the exact wording, but it's that you have received treatment in order to transition from, in my case, male to female. And there's specific wording about it, because if it says, you can get it worded differently to where it says that you are undergoing treatment. Not good enough. So what that'll get you is an updated passport that is shorter in duration versus the 10-year passport, which you can get if you have received treatment, or I can't remember if it says you have to have completed treatment or something to indicate that it's more of a final thing. Obviously, you continue to take HRT for the rest of your life, but it's the wording of it, so you can get your 10-year passport, and that is good enough to take back to your DMV or your licensing branch or whatever you have locally. And because it is a federal ID, they have to recognize that. And so then they will update your gender marker on your driver's license accordingly. So that's where I'm at. I had my doctor's appointment last Wednesday, and I got the letter from him then, and I started filling out the paperwork. And I had some questions outstanding that I needed to get answers to from some people. So I finally got that. And so I finished my paperwork last night. And then today I set an appointment because so I need to update my name and my gender marker. And so to do that, I can't just do like a mail-in renewal. I am basically applying for a new passport again. So that requires that you have to go into some sort of authorized office, which usually there are those in United States post offices. So I have my appointment set up for tomorrow at, I want to say 11:30. So I'll go do that. Hopefully there won't be any hiccups, and I'll get that submitted. There is an upcharge to have it expedited. So they quote on the website the normal time to get it back is 8 to 12 weeks. But if you pay an expedite fee, you can get it in 4 to 6. And honestly, like, I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll just do the expedite, because that way, if God forbid something is going to happen, and I don't know that it will, it seems awfully ambitious that something would happen in this short of a time frame, but for my own peace of mind, it may just be worth it to make sure I have that done and updated before the inauguration and before the first session of the legislature in 2021. So, exciting thing sparked by less than desirable events. But this is the ass backwards world that we live in now. So, gonna do what I can to keep moving forward with my life and my transition. And yeah, that's all I got. Like, subscribe, share, hit there's a little bell icon somewhere I hear people talking about that makes it so you get notifications. Because I've had a couple of people tell me, like, I've been like, hey, have you been watching my videos? And they're like, no, I didn't get any notifications for it. Well, I think you have to turn those on explicitly. So make sure you do that, because I've been producing, I feel like, a lot of videos lately. I feel like I've had a lot to talk about, and I guess it's been almost a week at this point since my last one, but sometimes the mood strikes and I get inspired. And I'm thinking about maybe branching out into some other things. I'm playing some video games right now I'm playing a video game, and have obligations to play a couple more because of a deal I made with a friend. So I don't know, maybe I'll do some videos playing that. If that sounds interesting to you, leave a comment. And if not, that's cool too. But yeah, that's all I got for now. So until next time, love and hugs.